Rick Harrison has built an empire out of buying what others see as junk, yet the watch on his wrist could easily buy his entire pawn shop. The man who made millions by bargaining hard with desperate sellers hides a collection so rare and secretive that even his most devoted fans have no idea of its full extent. Behind the glass counters and the friendly reality TV charm lies a world of luxury that few people ever get to glimpse. While viewers watch him haggle over rusty coins and vintage toys, Rick's true passion is ticking quietly on his wrist. A fascination with fine timepieces crafted with Swiss precision, Italian flair, and steeped in history worth more than most people's homes. These watches aren't just accessories or symbols of wealth. They are stories captured in metal, fragments of history that carry emotions, power, and even tragedy, including one forged from the steel of the actual Titanic. But the twist that most people miss is that Rick's collection isn't driven by vanity. It's driven by legacy. For a man who has built his entire career around preserving the past, these watches are his way of ensuring that time doesn't erase his own story. His first love, long before fame and fortune, isn't an antique weapon or a classic car. It's the Rolex Submariner, specifically the two-tone bluesy. This masterpiece of gold and steel embodies Las Vegas itself, bold, radiant, and unapologetically flashy. To most, it's just a luxury status symbol. But to Rick, it's a deeply personal reminder of his journey from a working-class kid to a man who made it to the top. The Submariner bridges his two worlds, blue-collar grit and gold-plated success. It's not a watch meant to be hidden under a sleeve. It's a handshake made of metal, firm, confident, and impossible to ignore. And in a city where image is everything, it's Rick's silent declaration, "I made it." Yet, the deeper meaning behind this Rolex goes beyond wealth. It speaks of survival. And his fascination with history and tragedy runs even deeper than most people realize. Among his collection sits a piece both haunting and breathtaking, the Roma Jerome Titanic DNA, a watch literally built from the steel salvaged from the wreck of the RMS Titanic. Each watch carries within it fragments of the ship that sank in 1912, making it as controversial as it is extraordinary. Some view it as morbid, others as genius. But for Rick Harrison, the man who has built a career turning artifacts into entertainment, it's the ultimate conversation piece. The dial's weathered, corroded texture is a haunting tribute to the ship that now rests 2 miles beneath the Atlantic. Wearing it isn't about telling time. It's about remembering history, loss, and the fragile beauty of legacy, and perhaps a hint of guilt for owning a piece of such tragedy. This Titanic relic perfectly reflects Rick's mindset, a man balanced between curiosity and commerce. But while this piece embodies sorrow, his next watches reveal something very different, the fighter within. When Rick isn't displaying elegance, he's wearing power. His Breitling Chrono Avenger and Resco Bullfrog aren't fashion statements. They are instruments of strength. Built for fighter pilots and Navy SEALs, not TV stars, these watches are forged from titanium and steel, the metals of warriors. The Avenger's bulky case and tactical design mirror Rick's energy during heated negotiations, every tick marking the countdown to his next move, every scratch a story of hard-earned victory. Likewise, the Resco Bullfrog, rugged, rare, and nearly indestructible, fits him perfectly. It's not about luxury but endurance. Rick wears it like a soldier ready for battle, a symbol of determination and survival rather than showmanship. Yet, beneath all the titanium and toughness lies another side of Rick, one that values art over armor, and elegance over dominance. This more introspective side emerges through his Blancpain Villerette moon phase, a watch that exudes quiet sophistication. It's not loud or flashy, it whispers. Its silver dial charts not just the hour, but the day, month, and even the shifting moon. It's a poetic reminder that time doesn't simply move forward, it cycles. For a man who lives by seconds and profits, that's almost spiritual. Rick doesn't wear this one on camera. It's his private companion when the bright lights fade and Las Vegas grows quiet. Maybe that moon phase isn't about luxury at all. Maybe it's about reflection, a rare pause in a life defined by motion. But Rick isn't one to stay still for long. His passion for speed and precision soon takes over again, and nothing captures that spirit better than the Panerai Ferrari Gran Turismo. A striking blend of Italian design and mechanical perfection, forged in rose gold. This watch symbolizes motion, mastery, and control. Born from a partnership between two icons, Panerai and Ferrari, it represents power in motion, much like Rick himself. To him, wearing this timepiece is like driving a Ferrari down the Vegas Strip at midnight. It's not about flaunting wealth but embodying control, the art of staying ahead. Every curve of its case echoes the aerodynamic lines of a race car, every detail screaming precision and purpose. Still, beneath the thrill of horsepower and gold, Rick remains a strategist at heart. That instinct draws him to his next masterpiece, the Tudor Black Bay GMT. Designed for travelers who live across time zones, this watch is both practical and symbolic. Its red and blue Pepsi bezel captures Rick's dual nature: businessman and adventurer, profit seeker and history lover. Unlike his flashier choices, the Black Bay GMT is understated yet powerful, built for purpose over prestige. Its GMT function allows Rick to track multiple time zones, handy for someone who closes deals from Vegas to London and beyond. The Tudor brand itself mirrors Rick's story, born in the shadow of Rolex, yet carving out its own identity through persistence and passion. No wonder he connects with it so deeply. But even the shrewdest businessman has a flair for drama, and Rick's cinematic side shines through his Tag Heuer Monaco Golf Edition. With its square case, blue dial, and orange racing stripes, it's pure 1970s nostalgia. It's the same model worn by Steve McQueen in Le Mans, a film about obsession, speed, and risk, all themes Rick knows intimately. The Monaco isn't a watch that whispers, it shouts style and individuality. For Rick, it's more than a nod to Hollywood. It's a reflection of his own persona as the showman of porn stars. On camera or off, it reminds everyone that every legend needs its costume. And for Rick, the Monaco turns every handshake into a cinematic moment. And yet, when the lights dim and the crowd disappears, a quieter side returns, the collector who values legacy over fame. That sentiment finds its ultimate form in his Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Day and Night. To most, it's just a sleek, Art Deco-inspired dress watch. But to those who understand, it represents duality. With one face for day and another for night, it mirrors Rick's life perfectly. Businessman by day, philosopher by night, hustler on screen, historian at heart. The Reverso doesn't just keep time, it tells his story. Its polished lines and understated elegance may seem far from the cluttered chaos of the pawn shop, yet it feels like his most personal possession. When Rick wears it, there's a calmness about him, as if, for once, he's not racing against time but finally at peace with it. But no matter how many watches he owns, Rick's obsession with time goes beyond collecting. It's a reflection of something far deeper. For decades, he has traded in stories, buying, selling, and valuing the past in dollars and cents. Yet, the greatest irony of all is that the one thing he cannot buy is time itself. Each watch in his collection isn't just a luxury artifact. It's a reminder that even the pawn king can't negotiate with the clock. From Titanic steel to Ferrari fire, from moonlit elegance to military-grade metal, every piece tells a story of ambition, mortality, and legacy. Rick isn't collecting watches. He's collecting proof that he lived, that he mattered, that time once bowed to him. Behind the bravado and the quick wit lies a man who understands exactly what his collection represents: control, power, memory, and perhaps a quiet fear of losing them all. Because when your life's work revolves around trading history, you inevitably start to wonder what history will say about you. So the next time you see Rick Harrison on Pawn Stars, haggling over a dusty pocket watch, remember this: he's not just buying timepieces. He's fighting time itself. And for a man who's made a living out of other people's stories, maybe that's the one deal he can never truly win. Time, for Rick Harrison, has always been both his business and his greatest rival. Every deal he's ever made has revolved around valuing the past, placing a price on what others once cherished. Yet as the years tick by, Rick has come to realize that the true value of time can't be bought, sold, or pawned. His watch collection isn't merely a display of wealth or taste. It's a map of his life, each piece marking a different chapter of triumph, loss, and transformation. The glittering golds and shining steels on his wrist may catch the light, but beneath them lies something far more personal, a reminder that everything, even success, has an expiration date. In the quiet moments between filming and negotiating, Rick often finds himself studying his watches not for their brand names, but for what they represent. The Titanic piece whispers of mortality, the Submariner of ambition, and the Reverso of balance. They are milestones in a journey that began long before Pawn Stars made him famous, back when the Harrison family's shop was just another struggling business on the Las Vegas Strip. Those watches tell the story of a man who clawed his way from near bankruptcy to national television, one shrewd deal at a time. Every second that passes reminds him that fame is fleeting, but legacy endures. And that's what Rick Harrison truly understands: legacy. The very idea that drives him to collect, restore, and preserve. The same instinct that made him open gold and silver pawn shop decades ago is what now draws him to rare timepieces, not to flaunt them, but to protect them. He sees in these watches what is always seen in old coins, antique weapons, and historical relics: the story of human effort and endurance. To Rick, every scratch tells a story. Every tick is a heartbeat from another era. Collecting, for him, is a way of keeping history alive, ensuring that the stories of the past aren't forgotten in the noise of the present. It's ironic, perhaps, that a man who built his fame on bargaining is also deeply philosophical about value. To the world, Rick Harrison might appear as a hard-nosed businessman, but beneath that shrewd exterior lies a thinker, someone who has spent his life weighing not just objects, but meaning. He knows that value isn't always measured in dollars. Sometimes, it's measured in the memories attached to a thing. That's why his watches mean so much more than their market price. They are physical reminders of moments that can never be repeated, a chronicle of how far he's come and how quickly time keeps moving forward. As the years continue to pass, Rick's collection has become something like a personal museum, not for show, but for solace. Each piece represents a lesson learned. The Titanic DNA reminds him that nothing, no matter how grand, is indestructible. The Submariner tells him that boldness can build empires. The Blancpain moon phase reminds him to slow down and appreciate the rhythm of life. And the Reverso, with its two faces, reflects his own dual nature: the public figure and the private man, the hustler and the historian, the entertainer and the philosopher. Still, even surrounded by such priceless reminders, Rick knows that time remains undefeated. Every watch he owns, no matter how intricate or valuable, keeps ticking forward, indifferent to the man who wears it. Perhaps that's why his fascination runs so deep. Collecting these timepieces isn't about controlling time, it's about understanding it. Each tick is a reminder that every moment matters, and once it's gone for good. That realization gives weight to every deal, every laugh, every quiet second he spends in reflection. And maybe that's what makes Rick Harrison's story so compelling. Behind the reality TV persona and the flashy Vegas backdrop stands a man who understands the fragility of time better than most. His empire may be built on the past, but his heart beats firmly in the present. Every deal he makes, every relic he saves, and every watch he treasures is an attempt to hold on, not to money, but to meaning. So the next time you see Rick behind the counter, coolly appraising someone's heirloom or calculating the worth of an artifact, remember, he's not just measuring gold or steel. He's measuring moments, fragments of time that once mattered to someone, now given new life through his hands. Because for Rick Harrison, the Pawn King, every relic tells a story, and every story is another way of keeping time from slipping away.